Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shannon and I'm sharing all about our family's debt-free journey to pay off over $500,000 of debt and some frugal living tips along the way. Today I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into budgeting and kind of the difference between budgeting your money and just monitoring your money. So this is something that I really struggled with in the beginning. When I got out of school and started residency and started actually making an income, downloaded the Mint app, and I connected our bank account to the app, and then I just watched the money. I just watched it go in, watched it go out. I didn't have any plans with it, but I would categorize it in there, and I thought that was a budget. I really honestly thought that was a budget. In my mind, if there was money in the account, then we must be doing a good job. We weren't overdrawing our account or anything. So at the end of every month, I was like, where is the money going? And why do we have nothing to show for it? And also, how do people save for a house? How do people pay off their student loans? How do they do all these things with money? Because we just pretty much break even. We're not saving any money or making any kind of progress with money at all. So what the heck? I was like, I just don't understand, because why? Nobody talks about this. It's super taboo to talk about money, so nobody talks about it. Nobody tells you how to do a budget or anything like that. You have to be intentional and you have to be committed. And you also have to be on the same page with your partner, because you can have the greatest money plans in your mind, but if your husband or wife isn't all in with you doing the same thing, there's no point, because they're spending their money and you're doing this and that, and it's just headaches. It's not enough to just connect your bank account to an app and hope for the best. You really have to do the work, and it's really not that hard of work either. Once you get the budget down and once you start doing it every month, now we sit down together, we just copy over our set expenses, and then we just have to talk about the miscellaneous. And knowing our budget meetings coming up, the week before, we start jotting little things down in a notebook or something, well, we can't forget our daughter needs a haircut or whatever. Or remember, we have that event for school coming up and it's going to cost $10. You can start kind of planning and gearing up for that budgeting meeting the week before when you make it a habit and it becomes a part of your life. Now, I honestly can't imagine not having the budget. It's such a part of our monthly routine, and I would honestly feel kind of lost without it. So how do you do a real budget? Not just looking at your money, connecting an app to your bank account and hoping for the best, but a real intentional budget that works. The first thing you're gonna do is write down your income, all sources of income that are coming in that month. Now, if you have a super inconsistent income and you're just not sure, make your best educated guess. You need a starting off point. You can adjust along the way and get better as the months go along. But second, you're gonna write down all of your expenses. Start with your absolute necessaries like housing, transportation, and utilities, and food. Start with those things, and then add in things like cable and the things that you usually pay for every single month in your budget that are gonna be pretty standard each month. Then assign an amount to every category. So research, look at, okay, our bill is usually, $200 in the summer for electricity, so I'm gonna budget $200. It might be $190 or something like that, or it might be $210, and we'll adjust it along the way and get better. But assign everything a category and commit that that's how much you're gonna spend and you're not gonna go over. If you do go over, you've gotta take the money from somewhere else. So take it out of the groceries or something, and you're just gonna have less in that category, because you can't go over your budget. If you're going over your budget, you're going onto a credit card or something. You have to start paying with debt. So assign everything to a category and then see what's left over. The money that's left over can't just sit there and be hoping that it's gonna start working for you and become a savings account or become a down payment for a house, you need to assign it before the month even begins. $100 of it's going to new clothes for the kids. $50 of it is going to school supplies, and the rest is going to debt, or the rest is going to a down payment on our house. You have to assign your miscellaneous money to categories and then make a promise to yourself, make a promise to your spouse, commit to each other that that's where the money is going to go. You've done your budget, you have your income, your expenses, everything, and there's not enough. There's not enough money to do all the things. Now we need to cut our expenses or increase our income, or maybe both. When we really started budgeting, like for real, not monitoring, but budgeting, we realized that we were living way above what we could afford to and also be able to pay off debt. Then we started cutting our expenses to be able to pay off debt faster. Budgeting is not a let's just hope it works kind of thing. You only fail if you quit, but you will struggle at first if you're new to this, but it's okay because you're going to learn from that and you're going to keep moving forward. So decide why you're doing this for sure, and your why needs to be really good. Something that's going to keep you motivated, and you'll be able to do it. If you've ever wondered, am I just monitoring my money or is this a budget? Hopefully these things will help you a little bit in deciphering that and deciding if you're really doing a budget. For more budgeting and frugal living tips and hacks and motivation to pay off debt, visit my blog at thefrugalfootdoc.com and check out some of my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and leave me a comment below. I try my best to post a new video every week. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys next time.